Did you know that the way you spend your first hour after waking could actually decide whether you reach your 90s in good health or cut years off your life? It sounds dramatic, but research shows it's true. The small things we do in the morning, often without thinking, can either support long life or quietly speed up aging. Most people unknowingly sabotage themselves before they've even finished breakfast. But there are very specific habits that the world's longest living people follow every morning, and science now confirms how powerful they are. And the most surprising part? One of these habits takes less than 30 seconds, but could add years to your life. Let me tell you about Clara. At 66, she watched as her closest friends began dealing with one health crisis after another. Strokes, memory decline, painful arthritis. She thought her family history meant the same fate awaited her. But today, Clara is 94. She still lives in her own home, walks daily without assistance, and even tutors children at the local library. Her doctor says her biological age is nearly 15 years younger than her actual age. What made the difference? It wasn't luck or good genetics. In fact, her parents both passed away before 80. Clara made a change at 66, when she attended a wellness program that introduced her to 7 simple morning habits practiced by healthy elders worldwide. She decided to try them, one by one. Over time, those choices completely transformed her health trajectory. So today, I'm going to share these 7 morning habits that predict who will live well into their 90s and beyond. Ask yourself as you listen, which of these could you start tomorrow? The first is hydration. Almost no one realizes how damaging morning dehydration is. After 7 or 8 hours without fluids, your blood thickens, your organs work harder, and your brain function slows. Cardiologists at Johns Hopkins measured that skipping morning hydration increases the risk of heart strain by as much as 20% throughout the day. Take Marcus, age 71. He had been dealing with dizzy spells and borderline high blood pressure for years. His doctors were considering medication, but then he tried something ridiculously simple: drinking a tall glass of room temperature water before even leaving bed. Within 2 months, his blood pressure normalized, his dizziness disappeared, and his kidney health markers improved significantly. His doctor admitted that hydration alone had shifted his numbers more than any pill could have. So tomorrow, place a glass of water on your nightstand at night. The moment you wake up, drink it. Not coffee, not juice, pure water. Your body is literally waiting for that signal to flush toxins and restart circulation. The second morning habit that predicts longevity is exposure to natural light. It might seem small, but your circadian rhythm depends on it. When your eyes receive sunlight in the morning, your body sets its internal clock. This improves sleep quality, stabilizes hormones, and supports brain function. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging found that seniors who got outdoor light within 30 minutes of waking had a 70% lower risk of developing serious sleep disorders and were less likely to suffer from late-life depression. Let me give you an example. James, age 77, struggled with restless nights and constant fatigue for years. He tried sleep medications, supplements, and countless tricks. Nothing worked. Then a sleep specialist told him to spend at least 10 minutes outside each morning, no matter the weather. Within 3 weeks, James was falling asleep easily and staying asleep through the night. Even more surprising, his blood pressure dropped and his mood improved dramatically. If you can't get outside, sit near a sunny window. But if you can, step outdoors. Yes, even on cloudy days, the light is far more powerful than anything indoors. The third morning habit is gentle movement before breakfast. Most people wait until later in the day to exercise, but studies show that light activity in the morning protects your joints, lowers inflammation, and activates cellular repair. The Mayo Clinic published data showing that seniors who practiced 5 to 10 minutes of gentle stretching or mobility exercises before eating had up to 60% less joint deterioration over 10 years. Think about Ellen, age 70. She was scheduled for hip surgery due to arthritis. As a last attempt, her physiotherapist suggested a daily morning mobility routines, slow stretches, shoulder rolls, ankle circles for just 8 minutes before breakfast. After 3 months, her pain was cut in half. Within a year, she had regained so much function that surgery was no longer necessary. She now hikes with her grandchildren. This isn't about intense workouts. It's about small, consistent movements that wake up your joints and muscles before you load your body with food or coffee. The fourth habit is the one that takes only 30 seconds. Mindful breathing. Most people underestimate how much their morning stress response affects their entire day. Shallow, rushed breathing signals the body to produce cortisol, the stress hormone. Over years, this accelerates aging. But elders in the longest living regions of the world practice intentional breathing every morning. Scientists studying communities in Okinawa and Sardinia found that these brief breathing rituals reduce stress hormones by almost half and improved heart rate variability, a key measure of resilience. One simple method you can try is the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. Do this 3 times upon waking. That's about 30 seconds total, yet the effects on your nervous system are profound. The fifth morning habit is eating a protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Too many people start the day with sugary cereal, pastries, or refined carbs. This spikes blood sugar, causes inflammation, and accelerates cellular damage. Researchers at Stanford studied thousands of older adults and found something powerful. Those who regularly ate a breakfast with around 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber had up to 40% lower risk of type 2 diabetes and chronic inflammation. Let's look at Daniel, age 68. He was diagnosed with prediabetes despite not being overweight. His doctor warned him that he would likely need medication soon. Instead, Daniel swapped his usual toast and jam for a breakfast of Greek yogurt, berries, chia seeds, and nuts. Within 6 months, his blood sugar stabilized, and his doctor told him medication was no longer necessary. His only change? Breakfast. Tomorrow, ask yourself, what are you fueling your body with first thing in the morning? That choice sets the tone for your entire metabolism. The sixth morning habit is human connection. Decades of research show that loneliness is as harmful to the body as smoking, but the timing of connection matters. Harvard's 80-year-long study on adult development revealed that people who engaged in meaningful social interaction before 10 a.m. had significantly better health outcomes than those who didn't. Consider Rosa. It's age 92. Every morning, she calls her sister for a 5-minute chat before starting her day. She says this ritual gives her a sense of grounding and joy. Researchers measured her stress markers and found levels comparable to people 20 years younger. If you live with family, start the day with a warm exchange rather than silence. If you live alone, call a friend, chat with a neighbor, or even exchange a kind word with a cashier. It's not about how long the interaction lasts, it's about signaling your body that you're connected and supported. Finally, the seventh morning habit is directed gratitude. Gratitude might sound abstract, but neuroscience proves it has physical effects on the aging brain. Yale researchers found that older adults who practiced intentional gratitude in the morning showed lower cortisol, healthier blood pressure, and increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain linked to focus and decision-making. Let me tell you about Frank, age 75. He had high blood pressure resistant to medication. As part of a wellness program, he began a simple morning practice. Placing his hand on his chest and naming 3 parts of his body he was grateful for. I'm grateful for my lungs that let me breathe easily. I'm grateful for my legs that still carry me. I'm grateful for my heart that's worked faithfully all these years. Within 3 months, his blood pressure dropped by 15 points. His doctor was astonished. This isn't magic, it's biology. Gratitude reduces stress, balances hormones, and supports immune function. 2 minutes each morning could change the entire course of your health. So there you have it, 7 morning habits that predict whether you'll thrive into your 90s. Hydration, sunlight, movement, mindful breathing, a strong breakfast, human connection, and directed gratitude. You don't need to start them all at once. Even 2 or 3 can set you on a new path. Remember Clara, who started at 66 and now lives vibrantly at 94? She began with just 2 habits and added the others gradually. Your morning is either programming your body for vitality or for decline. Which path will you choose tomorrow? If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more science-backed health strategies. And tell me in the comments, which of these 7 morning habits are you already doing, and which will you start tomorrow?